What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Heel Hookers podcast. Another great beginning beforehand, episode 116. About to say 16. Let's go. I'll be honest here. This week.
It's a doozy.
Oh, that's definitely a word that you could use for
That
it.
is a word. That is a description.
It is so light in combat sports this weekend, mainly in MMA.
Yes.
We don't be caring about nothing else really. The occasional boxing, BKFC, all that good fun, but MMA, we got one card this weekend. UFC from the Apex, 10 fight card. Same amount of fights as the UFC Sphere card. Do you think this one is comparable to the Sphere card?
Not even close.
10
Like,
fights.
honestly, I want to reach the screen and slap you for even saying it.
10 fights out of the Apex with a UFC main event headlined by two heavyweight boys that nobody really cares about. Number 9 and number 8. Marcin Tybura versus Sergey Spivac 2. Let's go! It's Sergey Spivac fight week, right? Polar bear!
Sure.
We do not care.
Listen, you might be thinking to yourself, aren't these two guys boring? Fun fact, Sergey's got 5 finishes out of his 7 UFC wins. 29 years old in the heavyweight division. He's getting better. Or is he? I'm not really sure.
I'm not really sure either, but fun fact, that doesn't make him less boring.
It's just really funny because it's like, in the last 3 years, his 2 losses are Tom Aspinall and Cyril Gahn. Not bad. But his 3 wins are Greg Hardy, Augusto Sakai, and then Derek Lewis.
Yeah.
About to say, his finish wins are... His last 4 finish wins are Jared Vandera, Greg Hardy, Augusto Sakai, and Derek Lewis. This man could not finish Carlos Felipe and Alexei Olenek.
On a similar level to those finishes, you got Marcin Tybura, who in his last fight finished Tai Tuivasa. His last 2 finishes before that were Walt Harris and as well Greg Hardy.
I mean, I respect them both for finishing Greg Hardy. Like,
Yeah,
good for
that's
them,
pretty
but...
Yeah, fuck Greg Hardy.
Isn't it crazy to think about that both of these men finished Greg Hardy when he went 3 full rounds with Alexander Volkov?
That's kind of crazy.
Fighting, man.
Insane.
It's a great thing to think about sometimes. MMA math never adds up.
No, it do not. Just ask the strawweight division.
But yeah, either way, it's just like, I don't know, there's no meaning behind this fight. They're literally ranked right next to each other. Heavyweight is just so log-jammed at the top right now with where things are going, and it's just... There's no excitement behind it, because it's like, okay, one of them wins, and then what? They fight number 7? Like, it's...
Either of them win, and then I could easily see, because Curtis Blades just lost, potentially like, oh, Curtis Blades versus Tybura Spivac, and I'm just like, all right, so Curtis Blades is gonna just run through either one of them. Like, I just don't care about the fight in general.
I definitely get it, but I'm gonna sell you on it anyway. Marcin Tybura, 38 years of age.
Terrible haircut.
Yeah, god awful. Oh my, yeah, that is very true. Holy shit, I forgot about that. He's won 8 out of his last 10 fights, with his only losses also coming to Tom Aspinall, but not Cyril Gahn, Alexander Volkov. So, not too bad. He's got a lot of solid wins. He did beat Sergey Spivac in their first fight. Yes. He definitely has much better wins than Sergey since their first fight, with, like the same losses. What?
That win was 4 years ago. I did not realize how long ago that win was for Sergey. Sergey Spivac.
Yeah.
No,
4 years.
Yeah, he went on a 4-fight win streak after that, lost to Volkov, 2-fight win streak, Aspinall, and then, got the tie win in the last one. It's like he's not the greatest fighter, but he's very solid. No. Definitely for sure, a top 10 guy, you know what I mean? Like, just overall, like, good enough to beat a lot of just not that great fighters in the heavyweight division.
No, yeah.
And it's like, obviously this isn't the most meaningful, it's not the most exciting, but For me, it's really just a question of, like I said earlier, Sergey Spivac, he is only 29 years old. He came into the UFC at 24. It's like very rare you see a heavyweight come in that young. And it's like he does have a solid grappling game. So with being 29, I definitely do expect that, like, throughout these next couple of years, if he's able to still hang in like the top 15 around, he's going to get some solid wins. I do think he's going to improve. I don't know exactly how far he's going to go. He might find himself in a title shot one day, but I guess that's really more for me. It's like, let's see the improvements from Cyril Spivac against Sergey Spivac and like just the last couple of years since losing to Tybura, you know?
No, yeah, especially like it's been 4 years. Tybura is gonna start slowing. It's definitely on his about to be slowing down phase of his career. Like, yeah, he just got the first round win over Tai Tuivasa, but he did exactly what we said he should do just to get an easy win over Tybura, which was not Tybura, over Tai, which was take him down, sub him, which is exactly what he did. Yeah. So that's not going to be as easy with Sergey Spivac.
No.
I think their striking is very comparable. I'd probably even give the edge to Spivac just because taller, longer, can probably keep him out at range a bit more. Tybura is going to need to make it dirty to be able to get his shots in, which can lead to counters, which can lead to counter grappling on this part of Spivac to grapple him. So it'll be like in that aspect really interesting because it has been 4 years, so that it will really show like where Spivac has improved or not improved.
Exactly.
But again, like it is just one of those fights where it is like, okay, what would even be next for the winner, which honestly, if they were to fight up, would only be Blades or at the moment Blades or Pavlovich.
So
Pavlovich knocks them both the fuck out.
Yeah, because
Jayalton, Curtis, Pavlovich. My bad.
So because I did honestly forget about Pavlovich, and it's, I mean, honestly, now thinking about it, it is more than likely that the UFC thing to do is that they don't care about either of these guys. Whoever wins, they care more about Pavlovich. Let's get him in there for another first round knockout. You know what I mean? But yeah, in my head, I was originally thinking, I did like the Curtis Blade mention from you. I do feel like that would be a good one for either of them, because I don't believe, I know Tybura hasn't fought him. I don't believe Spivac has fought Blades.
No, I don't think either of them have.
So yeah, a fresh matchup there. Or like you just mentioned, Jailton Almeida, that's another fresh matchup for either of them. It's like, we know that at heavyweight in the top 10, top 15, you get a lot of guys around the same area that haven't, like, or that have fought each other, so it's hard to find new matchups. You have two easy matchups in new fights with those, and it's just like, you got Tybura and Spivac, who are like the not so great grapplers of the top 15, but they can still do it. So yeah, whoever wins, let's get them in there against the proven better grapplers, you know, like Jailton or like Curtis Blades.
No, yeah.
But even like, that's why. And Jailton would be better for them, but Curtis Blades is still so dangerous because it's like, he can hang with the grappling, but he can knock them the fuck out.
Easy.
Oh, yeah.
And both of them have been knocked out multiple times. It's like, I see Blades running through them, honestly.
Yeah, that's why I was saying earlier. I just feel like Blades can run through both
and the
of
same
them.
with Pavlovich. Like
Pavlovich, and which is why I think, although, like, honestly, I don't know what they're trying to do with Jailton right now, because honestly, like, he just lost to Curtis?
Beat Romanov afterwards.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
But Romanov's like what, 15? Sorry, 13.
Yeah, 13.
Was 15 for a long time. So yeah, I guess I could see him fighting one of these two. I could see him fighting like, who's Jorginho fighting? That's right, Ty.
Yeah.
I could see him fighting the winner of that or the winner of this. Like, I don't think he's gonna fight like, because I doubt they do like Jailton versus Sergey.
Yeah,
but I mean that could happen, but I doubt it.
Yeah, you never know. But
it's just one of those things where like heavyweight, like especially like once you get into the top 10, it's also so hard to just try and like in our heads like what's the next potential thing that's going to happen, because everyone has fought each other, or like because like Sergey has fought Volkov, Curtis, like just all these guys that it's like, who the fuck? You just can't send them all the way down below Tybura Spivac, because then you have Ty, who he beat.
No, yeah.
Eric Lewis, who he beat. I mean, if Jairzinho wins against Ty, Jairzinho versus Sergey would be fun.
No, yeah, I definitely feel like with the heavyweights at the top, I feel like a lot of times it's smart to keep the grapplers fighting the grapplers and the strikers to fight the strikers, because I feel like you're just gonna generally get better fights that way.
Right.
And so yeah, it's just like shit. Even if let's say Spivac gets the win or something, even if he were to like fight down and take like a Romanov fight, you know what I mean? It's still just another fresh matchup. It's another grappler. So it just no matter how they do it, I feel like whether the winner goes up or down, I feel like just a grappler, just you know what I mean, just someone that they could probably look decent, get a win, you know what I mean? And 'cause in my head, I'm definitely just kind of expecting Spivac to hopefully show the improvements and at least be someone that's like, yeah, he's lost to all these, like guys, like a few guys before, but it's like, yeah, maybe he can put some things together and go on a run,
100%. That's definitely something that can happen. It's just like one of those things where it's just like, it's fucking heavyweight. Who knows? Like, they could go to the center of the octagon, Tybura could throw an overhand right and it'd be over type shit. You know what I mean?
Yep. So yeah, we'll see how all that plays out. Was saying earlier that there were only 10 fights on this card. The original co-main event was supposed to be Javid Basharat versus Chris Gutierrez, which we were all kind of like, is this a mistake or something? Did they mean to book Fareed? Because it's like, Javid just lost to Ayman Zahabi. Not Ayman, or fuck it, right? Or
I thought it was Ayman, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I wasn't sure if I had that off. Ayman
Zahabi.
Okay. But yeah, so just loses to him. So it's just like, okay, Ayman's very good, but he's not a top 15 guy. I know Chris just got bumped out of the top 15, but it's a clear step up. It's like, why off of a clear decision loss are you going to give him a step up in competition? Doesn't make any sense at all. No idea why they were trying to do that. But then Javid falls out of the fight. Seemingly, we weren't sure if we were going to have a co-main or what was going to go on, if Chris was going to get rebooked. But then he does. Gets a UFC newcomer, Kong Lee. Undefeated fighter, 8-0. But it's just like...
He was supposed to fight on Contender Series. And like Jimmy said, he just got bumped out the top 15, but he's been around, very well experienced. 25-2 overall record. Like...
Yeah. Just an extremely solid fighter. I don't expect some guy making his UFC debut on 4 days' notice to be able to do much. You know what I mean? It's like...
We've said this before, though, and sometimes people do surprise us.
It's very true.
Expect it. Like, I do think you should still not expect it, but it is just one of those things where it's just like, I wouldn't be like... It's like, I'm like 95% sure Chris Gutierrez should just, go through this fight, no problem. But there's that 5% chance where it's just like, I'm not surprised that,
Bro, Chris is just going to stay back and kick his legs to pieces. What do you mean?
I was literally thinking first round leg kick TKO. Because, it's like, this guy's 8-0. He does have 7 wins in LFA, so, like, that is pretty solid. But it's like, guys that he's fighting 6-3, 6-1, 6-3, 4-3, 2-1, 4-10.
Guys that don't even have 10 professional bouts just like him.
Yeah, and it's getting like some finishes, some decisions, but it's just hard to expect much out of that other than probably a very solid Chris Gutierrez performance. But let's go. Featured bout Chepe Mariscal versus Damon Jackson. That should be a pretty solid fight.
Yeah.
I feel like Chepe should win this pretty solidly.
100%.
He's just a very solid fighter, has fought good level of competition, even though not being in the UFC too long. Damon, 35 years old. It's like he's been knocked out a few times. I don't know. Did get a split over Alex Hernandez in the last one, but it's like,
But that's a split.
Alex Hernandez at 145. He's not meant to be there. You know what I mean?
No.
But, so yeah, we'll definitely see how that plays out. But let's
Hernandez
go,
is definitely one of those weird guys where he's like too big for 45 to make the cut consistently and like to make it well, and then he's also like small at 55.
Yeah,
like he is such a there are just those couple where it's just weird. Either way they go, they can't really. They're disadvantaged in some way,
No, yeah. That's why over time in boxing you ended up with so many weight classes and they're just like 3-4 pounds apart, whatever, because it's like, you just have guys that fall in those in-betweens, you know what I mean?
I do think it is a little much in
Oh
boxing.
yeah,
but,
for sure.
know.
But that's how it ended up. But yeah, it is the Apex. You know what I mean? There's not much. We
Yeah.
got Danny Barlow. He's back. He was supposed to take on Udos.
Medic,
Yeah,
Yep.
bro, it was gonna be such a good fight. So fucking fun. You knew that was
Yeah.
gonna just be guaranteed knockout on either side.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. I still think that this is gonna be a knockout on either side.
Probably.
Like
Yeah.
this guy coming in short notice, Nikolay Veretinikov.
Yep.
He's on the older side, so that's what sucks with him coming in, 34 years old, making his debut, and obviously it being short notice.
Yeah.
Overall record is 12-4, but he took his first 3 losses in his first 4 fights, and has obviously been on a really good streak since. And one of his last loss came from a decision to Michael Morales on Contender Series in 2021, which is obviously not bad.
No shame in that.
Danny
Yep, on
Barlow,
the UFC now.
yeah, he got a knockout on Contender Series. He got a knockout in his last fight over Josh Quinlan.
Yeah.
But so it's like with that, it's not like Danny is this super proven guy that's been around for a while, has a lot of experience. It's like he fought a guy in Contender Series. He fought Josh Quinlan, who was 6-1 at the time in the UFC. You know what not in the UFC, just overall, but like,
Yeah.
and now he's fighting a guy that's 12-4. Like, I feel like in terms of experience, it's rather well matched up. Dude is just, obviously short notice.
Yeah.
And with their records, it seemingly is going to be fun. They both just have a lot of finishes on their records, so I'm hoping for at least a good scrap out of it.
Yeah, this is one of those things where, with the Apex, you get like a lot of these random guys that you don't know, but we obviously there's a lot of Apex card with a lot of fights that are just boring, don't really mean anything. But like there are the certain people, especially some where it's like you got Danny Barlow versus some other guy where it's just like, okay, the matchup might not be meaningful, but you're probably gonna get a fucking banger out of it.
Yeah, because at first I saw it and I was like, God damn, this 34-year-old. And then really looking at it and thinking about it, I was like, you know what? It's probably still gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Danny, he
left-handed God.
Yeah, man, he is just so solid. Like inch taller, 5-inch reach advantage. I feel like that's just like you said. Veretinikov just coming in short notice, and then with Barlow having that 5-inch reach advantage, it's like that's gonna be rough to deal with someone that's very willing to just go out there and put the hands on you.
Yes.
Well, let's go. 170 pounds.
I do love how Barlow does have an amateur record. So like, he's 8-0 on a 10-fight win streak.
Very nice. But yeah, so hopefully that's a good one. Main card opener. Maybe we get some funny moments out of it. At least
just don't think so.
Probably not. Giannis Santos
not.
versus Chelsea Chandler. This is not a good fight.
No, it's not. Like, we're really just holding on to that moment when she ran straight into the cage away from Norma Dumont. But that's like a once-in-a-lifetime thing with fight. You know what I mean? Like, we can't just be like, oh yeah, Chelsea Chandler, some funny shit. It's gonna suck.
I know. She beat my girl Josie Ann Nunez in the last one. I was
By being bigger than her. Josie Ann doesn't belong at 135. I don't know what the fuck she's doing.
It's like
125 at max.
Yeah, it's like she got long ass arms and shit, but it's like she does
She's
not
5'2".
I know she does not know how to use it effectively at that division against a certain level of competition, and it's very
5'8" Chelsea Chandler.
Yeah, and it's just very sad to say that level got stopped at Chelsea Chandler.
Yeah.
Oh god damn!
And
that
Chelsea
broke
Chandler
my heart.
missed weight, so it was fat Chelsea Chandler.
Yeah, but that was.
I know.
It didn't matter if she was fucking. If anything, she was overweight, so she should have been slower, and that still was just worse for Nunez. Like, man, I was hoping she was gonna come in and just knock out so many girls in that division. Holy fuck, I was wrong. But yeah, Yana Santos, she's not that great either. Just a very point fighter base. I don't really have much expectations for this fight at all. But the prelims, we got some alright stuff there as well. Nothing too fantastic, but hey. Prelim featured bout. Another fight at 135 pounds in the female division. Another ranked fight. Carol Hoza versus Pandy Kianzad, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we try with the 135 division, you know? They're like, we'll give it the respect when we can, but it's just hard sometimes. But I do got two of my boys on the prelims that I do feel like bringing up, but I don't know how much you guys really care. I know Kate absolutely does not care about this fight at all.
It's gonna
means
be
nothing.
so bad.
It's gonna be what?
Time out.
What?
UFC does not care about their fucking divisions. You want to know why I say that?
What's up?
Carol Hosa, Norma Dumont, and Misha Tate are all ranked number 8.
No way, bro. No way.
I'm not lying.
No,
I am
that's
not
true.
lying.
It's true. Norma Dumont, for some reason, is up 2 places to tie for 8 with Misha Tate and Carol.
I was looking and I'm like, hold the fuck up. Wait a minute. I need to full screen this.
Misha Tate slowly moves up 1 as well.
I've been saying that they're going to slowly move up Misha Tate until
You
she
have
gets
said that.
Yeah.
And it's really funny seeing it every couple of months that she's up 1
I know,
spot.
'cause this was probably like 8 months ago or some shit I first said it. Like,
Yeah, when she was like 13 and now she's 8.
bro, that is abysmal. I don't know
That
what
is
the fuck is going on
hilarious.
with these rankings. We need to fucking know these people that are behind this shit.
No, for real.
Yeah, that's just really funny that you got number 7 Holly Holm, number 8 Misha, number 8 Norma, number 8 Carol Hosa, and then number 11 Pani Kianzad. All right, that's
I want to know if these are like technical errors, like on the side of the person who's putting these into whatever algorithm or whatever,
No,
like, into what the actual web design, or is it just no? They're number 8.
I feel like it's that.
That's so dumb.
yeah,
Oh my
that's
God.
absolutely amazing.
Fucking abysmal.
Let's go, but my boy, my heavyweight boy, 10-1, Carl Williams, 3-0 in the UFC, got a Contender Series win as well, taking on
Jonata Dinas?
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how, but
If Jonata don't
Denise.
get Denise, I'm sorry, whatever his name is, him. If he doesn't get a knockout pretty immediately, like in the first 2 minutes of the first round, Carl Williams is wrestle fucking him for 3.
yes.
Yep.
My boy Carl Williams, he's a heavyweight guy that can actually grapple a bit. I am not sure to what level at all. And
He has no finishing ability.
He does not.
Yep.
He really doesn't.
For someone that grapples, to have 0 submissions is crazy.
Yeah.
It's okay though, because he's gonna beat and get rid of a lot of people. You know what I mean? He's gonna knock down a lot of bad heavyweights. You know what I mean? And so it's
Even in
completely fine.
Man had he was 6 fights in the amateurs, 5 wins, 1 loss. All 5 of his wins in amateurs were decisions. His 1 loss was by submission.
Yeah, and his
Very
one
nice.
professional loss is also a submission.
Losses all by armbar, triangle.
Yeah, but there ain't
Which are the
heavyweights that can do
submissions that I-
that shit. You know what I mean?
No, I
So
know.
it's
But
fine.
those are the submissions I expect a wrestler to lose to
No, yeah.
from the guard.
Yeah.
It was
but-
also at light heavyweight.
Very nice.
His professional loss, at least.
But yeah, I'm not sure where he's gonna go in the division, and I'm pretty confident that he probably gets 2 knockout losses at some point, and then gets cut from the UFC because he's not gonna be someone that they give a lot of chances to, because he's gonna decision the fuck out of all these guys. So
I can see him sitting in a somewhere. I could see him in the top 15, but it's in that
maybe.
like Marcos Rogerio de Lima, Rodrigo Nascimento,
Yeah.
Romanov spot, where it's like just because he can actually like take people down, he'll be able to get up into there.
Yeah.
But, like once he starts fighting, like the Jairzinhos, the Lewises, the Spivacs,
Probably gonna be
Tyburas,
too much.
that's where he's gonna start losing.
Yeah.
But
We'll
he'll
see how
be
that
like,
goes.
he's definitely gonna be like, I could see him in that like Nascimento, De Lima, like gatekeeper spot type of deal.
For sure. 100%. And then the last one, my boy Yusuf Zalal, he's back as well. He came into UFC 2020, had a real nice run, and then he fought a debuting Ilia Topuria, and I remember just like just watching, Yusuf win all of those fights during COVID, I'm like, damn, he's such a very solid guy. And then Topuria coming in 8-0 undefeated, I'm just like, who the fuck is this guy? And I'm pretty sure it was like fucking Zalal landed a spinning back kick or some shit right away that like hurt Ilya, but right away Ilya went to the grappling, and I was just like, oh, this guy's good. And then he lost by decision, ended up losing 3 in a row. Gets a draw with Damone Blackshear, gets cut from the UFC, gets on a nice little streak, comes back second round finish over Billy Q. So I feel like him, just because all of his wins previous in the UFC were all decisions. So
him and Jarno Aarons have the same exact record of 14 wins, 5 losses, 1 draw.
Yes,
that's crazy.
I know that was like
one
of the first things I noticed about them. But I'm definitely just hoping Yusuf Zalal. He's 27 years old now, so second run in the UFC, got that finish over Billy Q. I feel like he's going to start hitting just a better stride, and he could probably do some stuff at 145 pounds. I'm very excited for him.
I'd say took loss to William Gomez, Choi, and then beat even. Okay. Yeah, Zalal should be able to just hopefully get the finish here. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
He's a very solid grappler. I really don't remember Jarno Aarons too much, but he's 1-2 in the UFC.
No,
one win was the last one over Steven Nguyen.
Yeah. Yeah, he's never lost by KO TKO, but like
one sub loss.
Yeah. That doesn't really mean much once you start getting into certain fights, and this one's one of those ones where I can see like a TKO finish happening.
Oh, for sure. 100%. But so I'm just excited for Yusuf Zalal. Other than that, that's it. That's it.
Yeah,
it's done. Nothing. There's
not a lot here.
I guess really the one thing that I'm happy about, that it's like with it being such like not a great card, at least it starts 2:00 like our time, so that's not too bad. And so it'll be over pretty early, Let's go.
Yep.
Oh yeah, no, that's right.
Yeah, that's the UFC card from the Apex this weekend. Not too great at all. And then for fight news.
We have one fight.
Hey, to be fair, if we did it yesterday, like we were gonna have no fights. But we got one fight. And it was really funny because this morning Kate sent me a thing and she was like, I don't know if this is real or not, but it was that Jared Cannonier was gonna fight Paulo Costa.
Like that
was being worked on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then right after, like a couple hours later, see that Jared Cannonier gets booked for Caio Borralho.
Yeah, just another brolic looking Brazilian,
Yep.
I know. I feel like someone got information but didn't get it like the name. They just said, "Oh yeah, it's this it's a top 15
Brazilian
muscle-bound Brazilian," and they were like, "Oh, Paulo."
But it's
could be wrong, but
it's a very good fight. I am definitely excited to see that. That is such a tough test for Caio, because his last win was fucking Paul Craig.
Yeah.
So like, he was doing very solid, just coming up into the rankings, not doing as much. Got like the good win over Paul Craig, but you know what I mean. It's fucking Paul Craig. Not the most impressive thing to get a finish over him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, ranked him at number 12. His only ranked win, now fighting number 5 Jared Cannonier.
Yeah.
Like they are really trying to get these new names into the top of that division. Oh my god.
It is kind of crazy to see them do it, honestly.
Yeah.
It is, because this is definitely the heaviest hitter he has fought since coming into the UFC. 100%.
Yeah, bro, Jared is a fucking beast. Like, he just fucking getting his arm broken in the Whitaker fight and, like, you know what I mean? Still toughing it out, landing good shots. Like, the way that at fucking, he's 41 now or something like that, 40 years old. The way that he fought Vettori and looked in that fight was just absolutely amazing. I know the last one out against Nasruddin Imavov, it's like, he got I think it was in the third round, TKO loss. But it's like, that was such a quick like that, I don't know. That was a bullshit stoppage. He wanted that one back. He was willing to go to Paris for it. I don't know if Nasruddin wasn't interested, if the UFC wasn't interested, but he ends up with a much lower ranked Caio. But I feel like he could get a good win here, get himself another big fight, and be right there for a title contender fight.
No, yeah. definitely could happen. And if not, then we have another guy who's right there in that like top 7 area, ready to fight someone else.
Oh yeah.
So then it's like, all right, let's see what happens.
Yeah, and just you got all these guys coming up in the division. It's very nice to see. But it's like, yeah, like I said, just 185 specifically, just so many matchups of just all these unranked guys versus top guys, or just, you know what I mean, like these big jump ups. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But I am definitely gonna be rooting for Jared Cannonier in that one. Let's go.
Yes.
Even though I like Caio, he's my boy, the fighting nerd. You know, the glasses. This is a very nice team, but not this one. Not this one.
I was about to say, kind of like out of all the people so far from the fighting nerds, unfortunately, Kyle was like the first one we were introduced to.
Yes.
But the problem is he's kind of also the most boring out of all of them.
What?
Yep.
You're telling me that he's more boring than Jean Silva?
Yes.
Fair point. I concede to you.
There's not much I can say to that.
Yeah, I know. It is kind of funny of just, yeah, like you said, introducing us to that team, and then all these people start coming in, and yeah, just like, much fun, more interesting fighters. Huh?
Like, yeah, just these guys are more interesting. This guy who, like, after he wins is barking at the camera. I really like this guy. This guy seems like...
Yeah. But yeah, let's fucking go. That's all the shit to talk about this week in MMA, UFC. There ain't no other fights or anything going on. I really thought PFL was going to be this week, but for some reason they decided to take a week off, which doesn't make any sense. I don't know. Why would you you want to take a week off and not have your Friday card before an Apex event, but you'll do it before 305?
Yeah.
PFL, man. They just keep on disappointing me, you know?
Yep.
Well, let's go. Hopefully, we have some great stuff to talk about on the review, but at least 305 preview. That's going to be a fun one.
Hell yeah.
Yes. But we will catch you all on the next one. Peace out.